Yo, what is up, everybody? Let me turn the music down for a second. How's everybody doing today on this lovely Tuesday, January the 14th, 2020? I'm still having a hard time adjusting to the new year, but it's slowly getting to me. I'm slowly trying to catch up. I appreciate everybody being here right off the bat. Thank you so much for showing the love for this web show. Obviously, you know why you're here. This is the Dog Squad. I can't even say it. The DAWGSQUAD Showcase, and today we'll be featuring Haul DAAT. So I appreciate everybody coming in, showing some love. I'm just gonna run through some stuff real quick. Go through everybody's host right off the bat. We of course received a host from Haul DAAT himself. The Dark One, Chemo, Miss Dilladog, Middle Age Gaming, and now Fantastic TV. Thank you guys so much for showing up. It means the world, not only to me, but I'm sure it means a lot to Haul DAAT as well. Like I said, I started this web show back in September of 2019 just to showcase a lot of streamers that are in my community. I wanted to give them the chance to talk about their story and their journey as far as, streaming wise. We all have different journeys on here and different stories to share with our communities. So I wanted to give everybody the opportunity to talk about that kind of stuff as well. JM95, thank you so much for the host, brother. Fernie, thank you for the host. What's going on, everybody? Of course, if you weren't here for the previous episodes, we've done about 8 episodes prior to this one. I did take about a couple month break. I just kind of fell off from creating a new lineup and keeping in touch with everybody to continue the shows. And then of course the holidays came around and it was just even harder to do it as well. So I decided to give myself a couple month break, and I wanted to come back after the new year to create a new lineup and continue the shows and bring new streamers to the showcase as well. So I love doing this kind of stuff, but I appreciate everybody being here. Let me make sure I catch up. Miss Boss, thank you so much for the host. Yo, Blaze Stoner, thank you for the host. Jordy, thank you for the host as well, man. I appreciate y'all's support. It means a lot, man. It really does. I love doing this kind of stuff. Like I said, I think streamers maybe are just, everybody's focused on streamers playing games and whatnot. I think it's also important to talk to them, and if you really want to get to know them, I think this is a great opportunity to talk about your story and talk about just life in general versus just being here and talking about or just playing games and whatnot. So everybody has their own life story, and that's what I want to bring to Mixer itself. I want to reach out to as many people as possible and just talk about life, man. Talk about what brings them to streaming, what keeps them driving and stuff like that. It's an awesome stuff to talk about. Circumcised, thank you for the host. I appreciate it, bro. What's going on, Blaze? Like I said, if anybody is new, it's gonna be kind of hard to reach at and read what everybody's saying. I know I'm gonna miss some stuff in the middle of the interview, but my focus is on the interviewee itself. I don't want to stop him from talking. I want him to have the chance to talk about his story, and of course answer all the questions and stuff like that. So if I do miss something, I apologize. It's gonna happen. I'm sure of it. Always here to support my boys. We always appreciate it, Fernie. We do it for y'all, man. This is honestly for y'all. This is the fun part for me, just to be able to talk in front of a camera and just hang out with y'all, basically. So, I hope to continue doing this stuff, and I'm always trying to reach out to new streamers and everybody. It doesn't even have to be on Mixer. I want to reach out to YouTube people. I want to reach out to people who stream on Facebook, Twitch. It doesn't matter, because we're all in, the same genre. We're all trying to create some content for everybody out there in the world, and I think it's important for everybody to share this story. So you do, Josh. You do, man. I would love to talk to everybody, man. That's why I'm really excited about PAX South, because I'm gonna be able to meet a lot of freaking people. It's just gonna be an amazing experience, not only for myself, but a ton of other content creators to come together and hang out, basically. So I'm really looking forward to that, man. So like I said, if I miss something, I apologize. There's going to be hosts. If my moderators can do the best to thank the people that come in, if they're hosting or whatever they're doing, dropping sparks, embers, whatever, I'm probably not going to be able to catch it. Like I said, I just want to focus on the interviewee itself. So today, of course, we brought Haul DAAT. I've known Haul for close to a year. I want to say it's been about a year. We'll expose him if he wants to hit his follow age. But I mean, we've been following each other for a long time. We basically started the journey around the same time as well. I've known Haul for, you know, playing Overwatch mainly. I think we played Division 2 a lot back in the day. Division 2 came out back in March, so we did play a lot of that, and he was really into that too. He's an amazing guy. He's very supportive of Mixer in my community and everybody else's community as well. If you know the guy, he's just an absolutely amazing guy. He does an awesome job streaming. If anybody's ever seen his stream, he does really well. He's very welcoming. He loves to talk to you. You know, he loves to provide quality gameplay on top of that. He's just, you know, just an awesome person in general. So you're definitely gonna have a good time talking to this guy. There it is. There's the logo right there, the Haul DAAT logo. If anybody in my community is now following, I don't know what the hell you're doing, drop the man a follow. He's an amazing person, an amazing streamer. He definitely deserves all the freaking support. So like I said, I've known Haul for almost a year, and I'm excited to get this interview on the way so we can get to know him a little bit more. So let me turn the music down just a little bit and I'll bring him on, guys. Like I said, if I miss anything, I apologize. Let's see. All right, guys, so none other than himself. It's gonna be Mr. Haul DAAT. Oh, let me expand this. Look at that pretty face. What's going on, man? How you doing today? I hope everybody else can hear him. So, yeah, this is something new we're doing. So let me know if you can hear Haul DAAT. You can't hear him. Still can't hear him? That's not good. Oh, no. Hold on a second, guys. I apologize. What about now? Oh my god. This is not good. Well, this is what I get for trying something new. Hold on. That sucks because I can hear him. I can't believe y'all can't hear him. That sucks. Yeah, this is what I get for taking a 2-month break. Hold on 1 second, guys. I apologize. I might have to go back to my old ways and just use my headset versus using the new mic. It's this damn new mic that keeps messing everything up. I'm having to. Yeah, I'm doing everything through my mic itself and not through the PC. So that's what everybody says. Everybody says it sounds really well. So give me a second, guys. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I'm gonna try something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It sounds like the music's back, right?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
It's double though. Can you hear Hall too?
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh, you're using the good mic? All right.
Can you hear me now?
Jordy can hear both.
Is it gonna be repeated though?
Hello, 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 hello.
Everything sounds good. Nothing sounds bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll leave it alone. I'm not gonna touch it. I just hear myself in my head, but that's okay. I can bear with that. As long as you can hear Haul DAAT, that's the most important.
It's the
Okay,
least
guys, I apologize. Let me reintroduce him. This is Haul DAAT, the awesome streamer here on Mixer. If you don't know him, his links are over yonder, down there. Twitter, Mixer, YouTube. What other projects do you have?
So just the normals, YouTube, Twitter, Discord, Mixer. Really, that's where I'm keeping it right now. But I am going to be doing kind of an interview type setup, just like you. Actually, we discussed it a little bit.
Yeah.
Getting more out of the streaming aspect, though. I want to find what people do really more outside their lives.
Yeah.
For instance, esports coaching. One of them actually I was thinking about was being successful as a streamer without a camera, which I thought was super interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I've been throwing around a couple ideas, but kind of piggybacking off of what a lot of people are doing, but trying to learn as much as I can.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like I said, I've known you for about a year. Practically almost started about this time. But tell everybody, how long have you been streaming here on?
So I've been on Mixer. I started October 31st, 2018. So it would have been, I don't know, what am I, a year and a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 10/31/18.
Okay. So how did you find Mixer out of all the other platforms, YouTube, Facebook? Like what made you come?
I'd say I'm kind of a Microsoft junkie a little bit. I looked at the Twitch layout. I don't really like the layout of the whole site.
Mm-hmm.
And I just heard a new Mixer was a little bit smaller, so I figured obviously for starting out that might be a little bit better. I guess you could argue both sides of that because there's less viewership, but yeah, I came over to Mixer more from the Microsoft aspect, and I've always owned an Xbox for forever, and I don't do PC gaming. And that seemed to be the easier platform to get into because I didn't actually have a PC to stream through. I was doing it through Lightstream through Xbox, so I didn't have a full-fledged setup until I didn't want to buy anything until I felt like I was going to stick with it.
Exactly. I mean, it's a huge commitment to spend, like, God knows how much money it takes to, purchase a PC. I know, but some people use their laptops or whatever. But to purchase a PC specifically for this kind of stuff is just the people.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it took about probably 3 or 4 months before I actually bit the bullet and bought a PC that could, run all the slobs and everything through it. Because I wanted to, like I said, just making sure that I was going to stick to it. And it's something I would enjoy. It wouldn't turn into like a job that I wouldn't want to do anymore. So I think it was about 3 or 4 months.
So how did you get into live streaming? What made you start doing it?
I'm very much into side hustles, side businesses, anything along that lines. And I knew the one thing that was always very consistent in my life was like real work, and then like video games were always the most consistent. So no matter what, things come and go that you think are priorities, but gaming's always been a huge priority of mine for as long as I can remember. So I was thinking, with that being so consistent, why not try to make some money or create something out of doing something that I love. And that's really kind of where it all came from, because I'm very interested in passive income and all. It's not really passive, but essentially it's doing something you love, so you're not really working.
Yeah, that's what everybody talks about. If you're doing something you love, you're not really working in your life, right? That's awesome, bro. What makes your content different from everybody else?
I play Overwatch. I don't know. I would say my niche is positivity. I really try to stay as positive as possible. So
sure.
That's from Twitter, that's from Discord, that's from my streams, interacting with other people. He's the dad of Mixer. Thanks, man. Yeah, so just positivity. I think there's a lot. I mean, we all know the toxicity that surrounds itself with anything, but I think the gaming industry, I always refer to it as the Wild West, because we're all trying to navigate these waters that there's really no rules for yet. You know, what is allowed, what's not allowed. Everybody's pushing the boundaries to be different from everybody else. And I think that breeds some extreme negativity, and people don't really know how to handle it or know how to socially break themselves back from everything to take R&R and sleep and all the stuff that goes into that. I think it's just this world that we're living in, and we're trying to figure out, kind of like social media in a sense. But yeah, just positivity for me is my big push.
Awesome. I mean, that's exactly what we need in the world for sure. We can't, you know, it's hard, especially on social media. Everybody loves to put their opinion out, which is good. I mean, we all need different perspectives. Everybody has their own, but it seems like people use social media to be toxic more than positive.
Yeah,
it gets really ugly out there. I noticed on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw a great tweet from a person, I think it was just last week, that they pretty much laid out, like, you need to realize, like, if you want this to be something, Twitter is your resume, right? Your content's your resume, Twitter's your resume. So if you're on there just bashing other people, putting people down, commenting negatively, if you were in a business setting, would you hire a person with that same, that same thought process? And the answer to that's going to be no.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of jobs go to your social media to see how you react and what kind of stuff you post and what kind of stuff you're sharing, the stuff you're liking. I know in law enforcement, a lot of background investigators will go into social media, the person you really are, because it's easy to go into interview and show this facade to upper management and stuff like that. That stuff really exposes you. See, you gotta really be careful when it comes to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you think streaming has changed your life?
What a great question. I'm sure the question that is hardest to answer. It's so funny because actually Viv and I were just talking about the other day, just talking about some of the questions that we're getting into with the interview stuff for what I'm trying to do. And for this one, like, so in my real life, I think streaming has affected me in the sense of empathy towards people. I think it's something that everybody can kind of grow with and get better at, is taking other people's perspectives, caring about what's actually going on, because obviously not one person goes through every experience or understands how other people are thinking. So just exposing myself and cutting away ignorances of, mental illness, how people struggle with anything from sleep to parents to family, just having empathy from a wide perspective, because the name coming into the stream, you have no idea what's behind it, right? You don't know who it is, you don't know what it is, you don't know the age, you don't know the gender. It's just being totally open and exposed to having a conversation with somebody that there's no cover, right? It could be anything, it could be anybody, it could be somebody super, super famous or not, or somebody that has a bunch of stress or not, and just being able to kind of navigate those waters to open yourself up to that type of audience. It's hard, but it's extremely rewarding.
Yeah, I think that's very important. It also gives you a great chance to meet people from across the world, and like you said, hear everybody's story. Everybody comes from everywhere. we're not all in the same place. And I think that's been my most rewarding thing, to be able to talk to different people and learn different cultures, different ideologies and stuff like that. We're all human. We all have our own. I think that's very important.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Do you think streaming has interfered with your personal?
Probably early on, right, when you're really starting out and you're focusing on numbers so much.
Yeah.
I feel like you drive
Yeah.
yourself to a point where
Yeah.
it's total devotion to the number game, to the content, to the viewership.
Yeah.
And I think once you settle,
Yeah.
and everybody kind of settles in a different space,
Yeah.
once I was comfortable with just being happy gaming again, and then that protruding through the stream just automatically, I definitely settled my life into a rhythm, right? See, the schedule thing, I was like, okay, well, I don't understand why that's important, but it's not only for your viewership, but it's also for your personal life.
Yeah.
Right? It's getting in that rhythm, working around family, work, stream, other hobbies, trying to work all that into if you set yourself a schedule, try to stick with that as much as you can. It allows you to have the R&R while also being successful.
Yeah, it's basically the way I feel it. It's basically like a second job, not in a sense where like, oh my God, I have to go to work again. Like you said, as long as you love it, you're never really gonna work. But I mean, you have to treat it like a second job, like a side business, like a side hustle, because you have to take it very seriously, and not only for yourself, but for your family, your friends, your community itself, because they're going to expect you to be on certain days at certain times for a certain amount of time. They want that consistency with you, and basically build that trust and basically that familiarity. To be familiar with their streamer and their content creator, feel like friends. They expect that kind of stuff. That's stuff that I didn't realize in the very beginning. I didn't think it was going to be that important. Like, it has come to show me that it is very important. They expect to see throughout the week if you can. My work schedule is completely screwed. I wish I could have this consistent schedule again. I try to stream when I can on the days that I'm off, and try to be there as long as I can, and hopefully have some I guess expose my life to them, telling them that my schedule is and let them know I'll be on when I can be. It's just stuff like that people don't realize. It's very important. Yeah. What do your family and friends outside of streaming think of the idea of streaming?
So I would say, besides my gamer friends, I don't know if I've actually put it out there beyond them that I'm actually streaming video games. Mm-hmm. My family, of course, was skeptical at first, right? They know I've been a gamer since I was a kid, so it was always a question of like, when are you going to stop playing video games? And I was like, well, probably never. But as they realize it's not going away, and I get more and more passionate about it, and it was so funny. This is ridiculous. Over Thanksgiving, we went down to visit my sister, and apparently she watched a bunch of my YouTube videos. And so at the beginning of my YouTube videos, I always start out with like I have the same saying, and I can't even think of it right now. It's like, hey, Haul here, right? So that's usually what I say. And like all of Thanksgiving, all my sister was doing was just hitting me with, hey, Haul here. Like, and she was making fun of me, but
mocking you.
Yeah, just mocking me, but that's all part of it, right? It's all being comfortable in your own skin and navigating those waters. But my parents are super supportive. They built me a new gaming desk.
Yeah, I saw that.
Put up on my Twitter. So yeah, it's been really, really cool, and they're very, very supportive. My sister just busts my chops because that's what
siblings do. I totally understand that for sure. If anybody knows, I have 4 sisters and a brother, so I totally, and I'm the youngest one out of all.
Oh, you're crucified.
Yeah, I totally understand. But at least I can say that my family has been supportive. Obviously, Viv, she's been in love with it since day one. It took her, like, she was supposed to skepticism in the beginning, but she's come around. Obviously, she fell in love with streaming and the community. It's been amazing to have her around. Even though she's not here right now, I know she's at work.
Greatest
knows.
mod ever.
Yeah, she is the best mod. I taught her, okay? I know you live in Pennsylvania. I don't think I ever got the exact city or a general area. But what do you think is the best thing and worst thing about living in Pennsylvania?
I would say best thing, we get all 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Our roads are awful, middle age. That's really funny. Pennsylvania is definitely known for having absolutely terrible roads, so that is absolutely true. We do get all 4 seasons, which is great. The fall and spring are absolutely wonderful from a weather perspective. Worst thing, it's kind of Pennsylvania. We're not known for too much.
Hershey chalk.
Yeah, Hershey Park's amazing, for sure. The amusement parks there, everything around it. They do actually pump chocolate through the light poles, so the whole town does smell like chocolate. That is a fact.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. But no, it's just we don't really have anything that draws you. You know, we have kind of mountains, but they're kind of hills. We don't have any beaches. We have a couple, water spots, lakes and rivers, but nothing really that's going to be like, oh, I got to go to Pennsylvania.
So Nim, Hershey Chocolates is a massive chocolate and candy company in the United States. I guess it's not as big as it is in the UK or Europe or anything. They're massive. They own so many different types of candies. Here, oh, you've never heard of it? Hershey Bar. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a few UK candies, but I guess I probably couldn't tell you where they're from. Yeah, Hershey here is massive. You're gonna see it everywhere, and every store you're gonna see candy bars that say Hershey.
Yeah, so NEM, they have a theme park. They own a hospital. They pretty much, the entire town of Hershey is funded by this family who started a candy company. And I mean, they're billions of dollars a year. It's pretty incredible.
And they have their own hockey team, which
they do have their own hockey team.
I hate them. They were rivals of our minor league team here in Texas.
Oh, get out! Really?
Yeah. We played them the very first year the Texas Stars were playing. We actually went all the way to the finals, and we lost to the Hershey Bears. I was so mad. It was a nice season.
We did produce Christian Pulisic. He's from Hershey, by the way. If anybody didn't know
I didn't know he was there. I knew he was from Pennsylvania, but I couldn't remember him. He's actually from Hershey. Now I kind of want to hate him.
Yeah, Hershey high school kid.
Crazy. Fun fact. Outside of streaming and gaming, I know a lot of stuff you put on YouTube, but what are your favorite hobbies?
Mowing my lawn, plowing snow in the winter. I love washing cars. Like, I love taking care and detailing my wife and I's vehicles. I haven't rode my motorcycle very much this year, but I always enjoy that. Pretty much all the dad things you can think of are the things that I enjoy. I love yard
doing
work,
taxes.
I love paying my insurance. No, it's pretty much it. I like outdoors a lot, and when I'm not doing any of those things, I'm pretty much gaming, whether I'm streaming or gaming. And then I also watch. I love watching TV shows and movies with my wife. We're big TV junkies for sure.
That's something I wish I had more time, because I know everybody's talking about a different show. I just feel like I never have time to sit down. If anything, I watch sporting events. Like last night, I got stuck watching my LSU Tigers win the championship. Go Tigers. But that's about it. I feel like that's all I ever watch. I'll try to start watching a show and then I'll just forget about it. I just won't ever continue.
Is your wife really into shows, Dilla?
She is.
Okay.
Well, she can be. There's certain shows that she can get hooked on. Like, I tried to get her on Game of Thrones and she didn't like it. She wouldn't take to it. I don't know. That was one of the shows I religiously watched. I would say the last show we watched together was Walking Dead.
Okay.
And it's been several years since we watched.
I like it, but not a lot. Hey.
Yeah. She didn't have the same passion that we all did. I know we all loved it.
White Velcro, new Velcro.
Oh my god. What were your favorite games growing up? What kind of consoles did you have, and what were your favorite?
No shoestrings. Favorite games growing up. So I would say, I mean, I was big into Halo when you could do LAN parties, right? Bringing 4 TVs, hooking them all together, hooking all the Xboxes together, and playing Halo multiplayer maps. Like that was pretty much my high school and college. Once I got to college, when you could link the floors of college together and play Halo games against each other, I mean, that was pretty much
before online days.
Yeah, before Xbox Live, existed in its full entirety. It was so hard to get into, when you had crappy internet. Yeah, so Halo, I played the FIFAs for quite a long time. I was always a huge fan. I actually went to Gears tournaments in college. It was mostly just for spending money. You go beat up on like 16-year-olds at the strip mall. And that was about it. I was, Gears, mostly first-person shooters. I didn't really spread my wings into any of the my gosh, what the series am I thinking of? Like the Fallout series and stuff like that. I struggle with non-linear games. Anything that you can do anything, that's a hard point for me. I don't have the imagination nor the I guess the aptitude to just go wherever I want and figure something out. I need like linear line, single path.
Yeah, I was never really into the Fallout games either. Something I could. I tried, I dabbled, but I really couldn't get into them.
RPGs, that's what I was thinking of. Snow.
Oh, RPG, yeah. That's something. Yeah, my brother was really into Final Fantasy games, and that was something it looked cool. I like watching him play, but I couldn't sit there and just sit there for several hours. I don't know. It just did.
NEM, a strip mall is no different than like a stores together that's like not in a giant mall. So it's like they'll all just be facing the outside and they'll be in a line.
It's like an outdoor bunch of stores. A bunch of people get buck naked and strip in public. Oh my god, Nim, we have a lot to teach you. So going back to streaming, like I said, we've been streaming for over a year at least. What's the best advice you can give to any new streamers out there now?
So probably the question I get the most is, you have people come in and like, how do you get viewers? I always stream, but nobody comes in and watches me. And it's so cliche, but it's so true. It's not always about when you're right. Actually, a lot of the legwork and the way you get people to watch you when you actually go on camera is everything you're doing outside of when the camera's on. So like actually caring about other people and what they're doing. Because remember, we're all, and this is going to sound terrible, but I'm going to say it anyway. The one thing you'll realize is whatever's in here is going to eventually come out. I mean, we're all in this game of giant narcissism, right? So we're all trying to connect and trying to feed the giant beast that is ourselves to grow and keep climbing that ladder. And a piece of that is realizing that people want the same things you want. You want the likes, you want the clicks, you want the views, you want all of the numbers that come with that. So support other people in that same way. Like just liking a picture could change somebody's day because you thought it was funny or interesting, and then they end up following you on social media and then to your Twitter or your YouTube. Or it's all this giant connected wheel. But as much as you care about that stuff, so does everybody else. So go show them that same respect, to read through their stuff and enjoy their content and dig into it and actually care about it, because they're looking for the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I try to do the most. I mean, like I said, most of my work is out being off camera. I love going into everybody's channels and just even hanging out for 5-10 minutes for all I can. I mean, that means the world to them to interact with, and sometimes it just takes one person to start talking to get more other people talking. If y'all get started on a conversation or a particular topic that they're interested, it'll spark a whole conversation. May have been lurking in the background, didn't know what to talk about or what to say to you. I've had that happen a few. That can mean the world to That's what I love. I just love just asking how your day is, and what are you playing. If it's a game that I've never seen, ask them stuff about the game because they may have knowledge, or they may not have knowledge, and they're learning the game, and that can be pretty cool too. That's how I started on FIFA. I didn't know anything about FIFA this time last year, and it was awesome just having people come in the channel actually teach me the game and teach me how to play. They're still teaching, but yeah,
they're teaching you how to not be frustrated.
Yeah, they can't. No one can teach me how not to be a raging monster. That's not gonna happen.
That's
but
so funny.
At least I get my rage on stream and not in the real world, because I tell you, like Tracy will tell you, I never really like outside of gaming. Like I go off and anybody have to never really raise my voice. I mean, I'm pretty cool headed off of gaming basically. Yeah. This is the only time I really get angry. I've yelled at anyone. Not that it didn't. I've only yelled if they had to deserve it. Of course, my work requires that kind of stuff. I'm a pretty chill guy.
I get that vibe, Dylan, very much.
Yeah. Be kind to everyone and support for sure. Yeah. You'll definitely get it back in return. I mean, you would like to. It doesn't happen every time. Believe me, I've hosted people and try to raid people, and you have to do that stuff without having to think it's gonna come back to you. Because a lot of times you'll host somebody and you'll never see it. But I mean, that's just a part of taking a risk. I've done that to many people in my community, and they've definitely come back and shown some. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, just a little side story with that. So there's a girl streamer on Mixer. Her name's Sasa, I think, Saresa.
Yeah.
So I hosted her when she had, I think, 70 followers. And okay. I just got done with an Overwatch stream, and I went over and she was playing Overwatch. And I like to try to go to the bottom of the list of games, and then find somebody who's only got 1 or 2 views, and then throw them, whoever's in my stream, hopefully they stick around, especially for Overwatch content. And I think I had maybe 10 people in there. So
yeah,
she, 10 people jumped over to her, and she was so happy, so grateful. Well, fast forward 9 months later, and she has like 7,000 followers and is an absolute huge deal and such a positive person.
Partner streamer now.
Yeah, exactly. She's amazing. And I followed her at 70 something, and like she still remembers that to this day. So it's just that influence of something that you may deem is minuscule is so important to somebody else. And it's so funny. Like I just had a conversation with her through Twitter just the other day about like what she's doing with her, because she has PhD on her Twitter bio, and just asking her like what that's all about and everything. And it's so incredible, the people you can meet and the relationships you make, and it's just, everybody's got a story, for real.
Yeah, I think I was there too. I want to say I was like within her first 100 follows as well. Like I think maybe it may have been that one time you hosted her, I may have been and just followed her. Dude. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, some people just have a real natural ability to interact with people, and she's very engaging with everybody on her channel for sure. So, and she knows how to work it. I mean, like I said, she got partnered within less than a year.
Oh yeah,
I would say.
Oh yeah, it was like
it was
7
just
months.
crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah. So we talked about advice. What about your own personal fears? Did you have any fears? I'm sorry. Did you have any doubt or fears going into streaming? Before you started?
I was super nervous going into this, actually more than when I normally game. And I think it's the personal side, right?
Yeah.
It's we're talking about personal stuff, which is a lot of uneasiness. I think that's my biggest worry, and I've actually been battling with that of like how much of your real life and your streaming life, because essentially they're 2 different worlds that we're all juggling. How much do you connect those two? And I've asked a bunch of people if that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And thanks, man, dude. And I asked how many, and everybody tells me no, do it. But like, it's one of those things where somebody has to cross that bridge sometime, and I'm sure there's going to be road bumps along the way. But I've been battling with that for a while, because there's a lot of things I would like to help people out with, that I have skills in my real life that I could bring into this community. But it's making that bridge and actually crossing it is a whole different thing.
Yeah, you have that management side of your background that could help a lot of people. Believe me, I have the worst time at time management, and that's something I've been trying to work on. And that's something that it's very critical to this kind of business as well. So that's something I try to get better at every time. And
oh, for sure, you said it, man. It's a business, right?
Yeah.
And so if you have those, if you live in that world, apply some of those skills and apply it to the group, or maybe it turns into something bigger than that, and you just don't know.
Exactly. I mean, it has that potential. You put it in the work and it can grow so fast before you need Papa Hall. He needs to come and help me.
Papa Hall. Oh, just a side note, when you post at the beginning, you had to say his full name. I was dying on this side of the camera. Every time, I can't get through his name without. I love it.
Circumcised. Oh man, he kills everybody for sure. I'm sure. Have you ever thought about giving up in this whole process? Was there ever a time you thought, man, this is not for me?
I wouldn't say no. I'm not one for giving up, probably to a fault. No, I didn't. Not so much giving up, but when the summer hit and mowing's a full-time job for me, I had to certainly step away from doing it as much as I was doing. It's a lot easier because there's not as much outside work to do, but it's just managing your time, right? And maybe change of seasons is a change of schedule for me. I'm not sure. I haven't figured all that out yet. Yeah. I haven't figured that out. No, because video gaming's always, like I said before. So I don't see that ever changing. If I've made it this long, I'm sure I can keep going until I'm 90. It's really just balancing personal life with whatever, with your streaming life.
Yeah, it's a serious balance, and it's like something we talked about earlier. It's just something you have to work at, and because I mean, believe me, there was times early on when I was streaming, I would say almost 7 days a week. Wife is coming to me like, "Hey, you can't do that. You need to have time not only for yourself, but time for us as well. Like,
Sure.
you gotta take a break, and you can't stream 10 hours for 7 days straight." I mean, it was fun. I had fun doing it, especially starting off. You're getting all these views, you got all these followers and stuff like that, and it was a great time. But at the same time, you need to find that balance. Otherwise, you're gonna have a come to Jesus with somebody, either your family or friends, and they're gonna have to pull you to the side and tell you take a break.
Yeah, and the wives are good ones that bring.
For sure. And we'll get to some of your questions. I know I saw a question from Gio. Just try to save those for later, buddy, and we'll definitely try to get them at the end. If y'all have any questions, definitely start thinking of them and remind us at the end, and I'll definitely give y'all an opportunity to ask Haul DAAT, not only him or me or whatever, anybody else in the community if it's a general question, and we'll definitely get to that kind of stuff. So what do you think has been the most surprising or shocking thing you've learned since you started streaming?
People call me dad. I don't know. It's kind of confirmation, it's things that you think, that the skills you think you have or personality traits you think you have, and then people kind of validate. So and just kind of changing the growing of my empathy side, right, of understanding people and just kind of all of that, a whole different personality trait that I tried to work on, and I couldn't really figure out a way to really to hone it. And this is a perfect outlet for really trying to understand people, and because you're getting hit from so many different angles with Twitter and seeing what people struggle with.
That's interesting for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you don't realize that you're gonna get in when you start this stuff. There's a lot of stuff that come across that you not expecting. At least I didn't know what to expect. If I was gonna just get a whole bunch of trolls every 5 seconds, and really, I mean, a troll only comes along, once a week. You have to actually ban somebody. I try to give people the opportunity to correct their actions and just tell them to chill out. It's just, there's always gonna be that one person where it doesn't work. They intentionally come into your stream and try to be toxic, and that's what that's their mission. They want to be that person. So you have to let them go. But like I said, I do try to give them the opportunity to chill out. There's been a lot of trolls in my community that I've been able to turn around for sure. Oh my god. What do you think are your future ambitions as far as streaming? What do you want to do? What do you want to go with?
Uh, any way that I can influence people in a positive manner. So whether that's streaming, whether that's, the interview process, or really, it doesn't really matter to me. It's just, and whether that's through Twitter, just by, talking back to people, just trying to meet as many people as I can and influence, be a positive influence, learn as much as I can from other people, work on that empathy, work on understanding the way people tick, the way other people work, things that I've never had to experience myself, and seeing and putting myself in other people's shoes. I see a lot of self growth for me from those aspects, and then just trying to take what I know and the knowledge I have and help other people from a positive perspective. So we're lacking a lot of that right now. So trying to add to the good side.
Yeah, tell me about it. I experience that daily at work, and tough. A lot of people. Do you see partnership in your future? That's something you aspire to do or to have, or?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great. It's not a huge ordeal for me. I don't know when the right time is the right time. I'm not exactly sure what they're looking for. I think it's a little bit objective and a lot subjective for them. So I don't know. I'm not big on needing other people's approval for things like that to make myself feel like I'm doing enough. I can find that a lot in myself. So if I apply and it's a no, it's not it's not huge off my back. I think it's more of I guess it's something to make you more credible. So if you want to make a bigger positive influence, you probably need those credentials to back it up. So if I want to keep growing in the things that are important to me, that check mark, much like whatever, everybody's got their form of a check mark. It's probably going to be important moving forward, to reach my personal goals. So from that aspect, it'd be more along of validation for other people versus myself.
Yeah, be a partner in life, not on Mixer. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's most important. I mean, people are just chasing that check mark, but I mean, I've already gotten to the point where I'm just having fun. Like, just engaging with community, building the community is more important than just chasing this check mark. I just, like I said, that's not important to me either. I don't importance. I can still have fun. I can still do the same things they do, without the check mark. It's just a matter of just getting there. Eventually, it may happen. I'm sure that both of us can make that happen. What do you think of the future of Mixer? Do you think it's headed in the right direction, or is there something they could change?
I don't have enough. I don't read up enough on all this stuff. I don't know Twitch well enough to compare, right? So I would say you'd have to probably know both sides of those to really pin them against each other on which one does well. I don't spend a lot of time on Twitch. I have a couple people I'm following just to check in on them, but I don't know enough about the business and the perspective of what good looks like, because I think we're all trying to figure that out, and I think both these companies are too, because it's evolving at all times as well. I just saw a tweet the other day that being a streamer isn't enough anymore. You have to pretty much put on a show is what people are looking for. So even that's ever evolving. So how can the platforms know where this thing's going to go and what success looks like if we can't even figure it out who's trying to do it every day?
Yeah, it seems like people are getting away from like just the sitting on the couch and watching TV. They're coming to watch their favorite streamer. Like, this is their entertainment. This is their escape from the real world. To game and interact with their streamer or their favorite content creator. This is what they want to do. They're getting away from just sitting in front of a TV, spending hours and binging shows and stuff like that. Or even like TV itself. Like, people are wanting to binge shows. They don't want to wait for the next episode to come out. They want to watch an entire series and relax and stuff like that. Especially if they're
yeah. I mean, try to explain to a boomer that cable television will no longer exist. Like that's impossible for them to comprehend. But essentially, I mean, it's gonna happen because it's not going to be needed. It's not needed necessity because you can get everything through streaming. You can a la carte everything you want. So you like HBO, you pick that. You don't like Cinemax, you don't pick that, right? So everybody's has the ability to literally pick and choose. And they're going to leave cable companies behind. I truly believe that. And then also explain to somebody who's never watched a streamer, what do you mean people sit there and watch you play video games for hours on it?
Yeah,
it's a real thing.
Explaining that to my family, it was really interesting. Well, they had no clue what the hell I was doing. There's a lot of people that still don't understand what I'm doing, and not to say they're not supportive of it. They just don't understand. They're ignorant to the whole idea of people sitting in front of either their console or their monitors or wherever, their phones, wherever they're at, and watching another person play games.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, think of the evolution of a superstar. Right, so the evolution of a superstar from, let's say, my recollection would be, movie star to rock and roll to back to movie star. Then I would say like pop star, hip hop, and now it's turning into this world that people don't get, which is streaming, video gaming. I mean, YouTube stars are definitely just as big as all your musicians and all your movie stars out there. And I think that's a hard concept for people to swallow who don't appreciate what they're putting out. Yeah,
there's a lot of influencers on so many different platforms. Instagram models. I mean, I wouldn't even think that you could make money off of Instagram, and there's people making a living like that. That's all they do. They focus on taking photos and videos, and people will wait up for that kind of stuff. It's like, oh my God, Kendall Jenner just posted something on her Instagram story. I have to fucking watch. Like, those people, the Kardashians themselves, not famous for anything other than being stupid. I mean, that itself is just unexplainable to me. I don't understand that whole story. I still don't.
I'm staying away from that one.
It is a new age. That's crazy.
On Insta last year. There you go, Gentle. Exactly.
That's insane to think about. And then we're still having a hard time comprehending that stuff itself. There's no telling what the future holds and what kind of stuff is going to be famous 10 years from now.
Yep, you're absolutely right, Miss Dilla. It'll be the next thing. We'll be the boomers at that time going, what? What are you into?
What? Yeah, it's going to be an ever-changing world, and we just got to learn to adapt to it.
That's right.
When you're not streaming, who are your favorite people to watch? Who are your favorite content creators to get ideas from, inspire you, and all that stuff?
Dilla dog. No, I mean, I love jumping into yours. I'm a huge fan of Jordy Football, who's also in here. He plays a lot of Overwatch as well. I mean, really, a lot of the regular kind of grown up through here with. I like going in Sir Comsize's stream as well. I like his take on FIFA. I always, I try to check out Zeus as much as I check Gentles all the time. And I do like to broaden my horizons with people who I don't normally watch. Like I'll jump into Shrouds to see like what do big streamers have to deal with, right? What does that look like? Like big for me is like 30 viewers at one time, where he's looking at like 1,600 to 2,000. Like what are the things that he does? How does he engage with chat? And do I like that approach or don't I like the approach? Like what do I want my core values to be as a streamer? And as you progress up that ladder, are you going to have to shed some of them because it's just not going to be possible? What does that look like?
That's one of my favorite things to do, is at least once a week check out a partner streamer, because obviously they got partnered for a reason. There's a reason they got so many viewers and have an amazing community. So there's a lot to learn from those kind of people. Some people have fallen off probably what got them there, probably not as interactive or stuff like that, and that's something they have to like. But there are people that still keep the same personality and still continue to focus on their community and adapt and learn. Like you said, there's new things that are gonna pop up, and there's gonna be new people that take over, and if they don't realize that, they're gonna lose their partnership, or they're just gonna fall to the bottom of the boat. But like I said, there's always something to learn from other people, especially those big kind of content creators. And that's one of my favorite things to do. like I said, if it's just a lark and just listen and kick back and just try to observe certain stuff, like you said, that's what I like to do. Not only smaller people, man. There's a lot of people that, you know, are just starting out that I could learn. They're bringing in new perspectives, new ideas, and stuff like that. That I'm not trying to copy, but just to be inspired by.
Yeah.
And maybe bring that to my.
Nem, that's a great sentence there. Partnership on Mixer 2 years ago was 20 views and 700. So you can see how exponentially that's growing just by the people who are coming to the platform. That's crazy.
And like I said, the partnership application is totally objective or totally subjective. I think there's only a few objective things that, of course, we require that your status is, or your account's 3 months old, 6 months. I forgot how old it has to be. It's like a few months, and then 2,000 follows, which is not just that. They don't tell you that there's other stuff behind it. It's probably subjective. They want you to have a certain amount of numbers for each category you're in. If you're just playing a top 10 game, you have to have 50 plus viewers, 75 plus viewers for particular games. They don't tell you that kind of stuff.
Right.
And they don't tell you that you have to be interactive on social media, that you have to have a certain amount of posts on Twitter, a certain amount of posts on Instagram, maybe a video a week on YouTube and stuff like that. That's something they don't tell you. And that's something you have to just come to realize and have other people just inform you of. So it's like you said, it's very subjective, and that's something I feel like they need to work on. You know, if they are afraid of telling people you have to have certain numbers. They don't want to be just like Twitch, where you have to have so many viewers, concurrent viewers. But it helps people to understand what they need to achieve and what they need to work towards. That's the way I feel, at least.
Do you think they should communicate that? Like, do you think the box, right? But they'll just explain it. It's a box. This is what you have to fit into, but the lid's still off. And there's going to be a bunch of things that we're going to look at as a content creator. And then, you know, there are going to be subjective pieces that get thrown into that box, but here's what you have to fit.
I think so. But that's my own personal opinion. If they don't want to tell you like, hey, you need to post at least 5 times a day on Twitter.
Right.
Or comment on something on Twitter. Like you said, be interactive on social media. They should at least tell you in the application process that we want you to be active on social media itself. You know, because I know that's what they're looking for. If you're gonna be part of their brand and their business, they want you to advertise them as much as possible. They want to see Mixer all over social media. Either you're tagging them or talking about streaming or stuff like that. They want to see you do that kind of stuff. They don't want you to just stream on Mixer and that's it. Like once your stream is over, that's it. They don't hear from you. They don't know what you're doing. And your community wants that as well, man. They want to hear from you. But Mixer is a business and they want to grow. They want to be as big as Twitch. Or bigger, and that's something they want to see from everybody on Mixer. They want to promote it as much freaking possible, whether through Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube, whatever means out there in the world.
Yeah, Nam, that's a great point, because there are a bunch of people out there that are obviously getting, you know, bumping numbers or boosting numbers through whatever form that is. Yeah, it's a tough call. There's not a lot of clarity out there. But they're running the show, I guess. Yeah, no, you're fair.
Yeah, they definitely need to. I feel like they need to step up and just clarify some stuff for all of us. Like, I've gotten to the point where I'm not chasing it anymore as much as I thought I wanted to in the beginning. But there's a lot of people that would like that clarification and they want to hear that from Mixer itself, because I feel like Nim said 2 years ago, it was pretty easy to get partnership, but they should be like updating that kind of information as we go along, because I feel like people want that kind of stuff. They need that kind of information, something to push, a goal to push towards too.
Well, isn't this? I mean, if you're on Mixer and you're creating content, streaming or whatever you're doing, we're all kind of bought into this, right? We don't get dividends from the company that is Mixer. It's almost like we bought into the stock that is Mixer, which they're benefiting from by the more people on the platform, the better the numbers, the better the content, the more people are going to show up in this giant circle of life. But I mean, we don't, to me, the stock market, you know, each company has to let everybody know who's bought in, like what's happening, what decisions are being made, and why. So if that's the case, why shouldn't it be the same for them? Why can't they say, hey, everybody who streams on Mixer, like, and you have over this many hours, you're bought into us as a company. This is our view. This is our direction. I think a little bit more of PR on that front would definitely keep us motivated.
Yeah, that's something that definitely could work towards. You know, just keep us informed. You know, what's the plan for Mixer? What do y'all want to do? Are y'all trying to be as big as Twitch, or y'all just trying to be the little brother? You know, I feel like they're kind of secretive on that kind of stuff. They need to be more transparent with us and communicate their, I guess, their plans moving forward. Yeah, you're right, man cave. They don't share a lot of updates with us. I think this time last year, season 2 was starting. Season 2. I haven't heard anything about season 3. I don't know if anybody's heard anything about it. You know, just something they need to work on itself. I mean, it's not perfect. Twitch is not perfect either, believe me. I was a part of Twitch for a year before I moved to Mixer. I mean, as a viewer, not as a streamer. But I mean, there was a lot of stuff that Twitch wasn't sharing with their community. So believe me, they have just the same problems as Mixer does. I couldn't say anything about YouTube. I don't know what YouTube, Facebook, you know, does for their community. There's a lot of different platforms out there, and like you said, we're all learning, we're all adjusting to this kind of stuff. So this is still relatively new, no matter if it's been around for, you know, I can remember YouTube being big back in 2005, but there was no streaming stuff on there. I don't even know when Twitch started or when it began, but I mean, it's still relatively new in the grand scheme of things.
And to be fair to the company side, I mean, they're really trying. You know, just like as the content creation changes and what people are putting out and trying to be different every single day, that's got to be tough from a business perspective to try to box that in. I can't imagine.
Mixer is going through another transition. Well, that's not good.
Yeah.
If they are, they should be transparent with us. Like, hey, we're changing some stuff up. We're moving people around. I feel like they're scared they're going to lose money, or they're going to have people move to Twitch or other platforms because they're in the middle of a transition. But I feel like it would give us, the people who've been around for a long time, more trust in them, because I feel like we're not as trusting of them as we used to be in the beginning. I feel like they were more transparent when I first started off, and now I just feel like the trust isn't there anymore. But it's a personal perspective or personal opinion, not everybody. It's just something, you know, I wish we would have more communication with them. I mean, there's a lot of other opinions I can bring in, but I'm not going to share everything. Have a heated discussion about this stuff, so. Let me get back to the questions. I think we just rammed it on for a second. That's good. I'm glad we talked about other stuff. If you were to encourage a new streamer or content creator, what's the most appealing? What do you consider most appealing for viewers to watch?
From what perspective? Do you mean
from a viewership perspective? What do you think it's most appealing for them to watch? If you were to encourage a new content creator, like, hey, buddy, you're starting out streaming, this is what viewers come out watch and see. They're a streamer.
Okay, so from a streaming perspective, I don't know. If you're talking long term, my answer would probably be then short term gain. I mean, short term game, I think being off the, being outrageous, all of that kind of stuff, I think gets you quick growth. Overwatch. I think gets you quick growth, right? But can you keep up that to your life? You know, like, because essentially that's what you're buying into. So I think just be yourself, whatever that is. Being outrageous, whether it's being, you know, low key or just if you be yourself, then you know you can buy into that for the rest of time, which means you're not going to get burnt out with this secondary persona that you have to always put on. You're going to get tired of going in front of the camera because you're not yourself. So yeah, that's what I'll stick with.
I've always heard people say, like, the big time creators, like, you're yourself, but you're just cranked up a little bit more. You want to show a little bit more energy. You may not be this excited or this energetic, you know, throughout every activity of your life, but you want to be energized and be, you know, show that extra energy to your community to kind of get them engaged in wanting to talk to you, stuff like that. You always want to be yourself. You don't want to put on like this persona or put this personality that you're not. Like you said, you want to be original, but you want to kind of crank it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that, because I battle because I feel like I'm not like, I get excited when I play, but it's mostly because of the game and the content, and I like winning and all that stuff that comes naturally to me. So, and I'm interested because I find it, maybe I'm doing it naturally and I don't realize it, that I'm turning up the dial slightly, because when I'm done, I'm exhausted for sure. So maybe I'm doing it naturally, because I always like, I try to not be somebody I'm not, but I like the idea of turning up the volume, and maybe that's what I'm doing already. I don't know. Anybody who watches me can be like, but the problem is you don't know a lot of the streamers personally in real life, so it's hard to determine, like, are they that person really?
Yeah, you don't want to go like this coming weekend. I'm sure I'm gonna meet people. I'm like, you don't act like that. But I mean, I'm still the same person, just cranked up a little bit more. That's it. You know, I got to meet Jin and Eric in real life, and I got to have dinner with them. I got to have dinner with Catch Me. I mean, we're still normal human beings. We're not gonna be screaming over the table and being super excited about anything particular. We're still normal people. You know, just cranked up a little bit more on stream. So so that's something. So we could talk about like tools and stuff like that, like off on the stream. What kind of programs do you recommend? What kind of equipment do you recommend to other streamers that may be starting out?
What are the AVL? So when I started getting into YouTube stuff, I watched a bunch of stuff on what do you need, what's important, and everywhere I heard deal with AVL, so audio, video, right? The three main things. So if your stream has good quality from a camera perspective, if your video content and your computer or PC or whatever you're running can keep up to have a decent resolution, and your lighting is good on your face, and you stand out, and it's all, I think those are the main things. If you stick with those basics, I feel you can start with something pretty cheap and still get a really good quality, and then you kind of build from there. The other pieces, I love my Stream Deck. I couldn't live without it anymore.
Yeah.
I'll love tools. I am a tool.
You obviously, if anybody can tell, his background is not a green screen. I mean, this man just put paperboard.
Yeah, it's bright green poster
board.
It cost me $13.
That's better than spending $50 to $100 on the actual green screen. You just got to be innovative.
And the key is to put the tacks and overlap the tacks so the tacks can't be seen on the screen.
There you go.
I was supposed to notice.
That would be amazing. I want to see somebody with that.
Speaking of Elgato, Nem, I am like super. Oh man, I want those Elgato key lights so bad. I think they're so amazing. And them being app based, they're on like my Christmas list. Repurpose, yes.
I would like one as well. I'm using just like a $15 lamp from Target. I mean, it seems to be working. You can see my face; it's still illuminating me. But I would like eventually get one of those key lights. And I'm still kind of.
Sorry, Dilla. The only reason I didn't paint the wall is because if I ever needed to repurpose the room, I wanted to not have to go through that whole heartache again. I hate painting, so that's a personal thing.
That's what we talked about earlier. Snowman's like, why didn't you just paint the wall? I did bring that up before we started the interview.
And actually, the paint for the key light, I think it's like something Apple. It's actually pretty expensive per can. It's like $60 for a gallon. So this was even cheaper.
The $10 or $13 on poster board is a lot. $60 of paint.
It's painting. It's pretty much it, man.
That's awesome. So we will take some questions. If y'all have any questions for Haul, like I said, if we're willing to sit here and chat with y'all, and this is my favorite thing to do. I'd rather sit here and talk than gaming. This is a lot easier.
This is super fun. I'm not nervous anymore, so I feel.
Yeah, I noticed, Zeus, that you hardly ever use your green screen anymore, man. What made you, Haul? What made you choose green screen over just having a natural background?
That's a great question, and actually I'd love the audience take on what they prefer to watch. Mine was more, I always have like just a wall behind me, and I'm usually in a corner, so I would have to like decorate the wall with all kinds of things, and because I always tuck myself in a corner, it wouldn't be that interesting. And I like having more of the game. Like, I like not cutting a corner of the game out, and having the ability to put anything behind you. Like right now I do a lot of streaming with my logos as my background. So I like having the ability to switch it up and change things if I want to shove something on the computer and put it behind. Pretty much it. Work your corner. That was awesome. Well done.
I know, like you said, we talked about people not using cameras. I know Miss Nisa is the one of our friends that doesn't use a camera, and she's very successful. So if there's anybody considering like, man, I don't have a camera, I can't afford anything, just follow Miss Nisa and just watch her community go crazy. Like, it's insane the way she.
That's exactly who I was talking about with the no camera streaming. Like, Nisa, that is so interesting to me, and we kind of talked about it. I was in her party chat recently, and just, it's fascinating to me the interaction she gets while having no face cam. Because like the number one rule when you start streaming is you'll get more views if you face cam. Like, and she's busting that rule every day. It's awesome.
Yeah, extremely amazing. She's like, I just don't feel like turning it on. But it's still crazy that you were so successful without it. Like you said, me and Hall were told that you needed a camera in the beginning if you wanted to start streaming. If you wanted to have a better viewership and better interaction with your community, you needed to have a camera, and that was the first thing I was told. Gio asks, what advice do you have for people that want to get into streaming but they have social anxiety and are nervous?
Ooh. I struggle with this one simply because I guess I do have some social anxiety, but it only be in like super large groups. Like, I don't go to concerts and things like that because it's not so much I don't like being around that many people. I don't like being around that many people and I don't know what to do, right? That's the part that kind of freaks me out. Social anxiety, I had a bit of it starting out. It was more of, how is this world gonna mess up my real world, right? And you're putting yourself out there for anybody, and it's not in the sense of people making fun of me or putting me down. That, none of that. I mean, I could have trolls all day and that stuff just flies off my back. It's more of like just being awful people, right? And affecting other parts of my life. So I would say, just, you would be surprised at how much good is in everyone and how many people will bring you up instead of put you down. And once you dive into that water, the first one you get that is a positive influence back to you, that just kind of keeps growing. You start really climbing that ladder. Yeah.
I mean, I can't speak on a personal perspective because I am actually a social butterfly. I love interacting with you, talking to people. That just comes with my job, you know, being a police officer. I can't be scared to go talk to someone. I have to like just get over it and go talk to them if I have to go talk to them and get either. It's probably gonna be a bad conversation. It's not gonna be a good conversation. Being a police officer, I don't get to talk to people on their best days. I get to talk to people on their worst days. So I just have to get over that kind of stuff. So I've just learned, since, you know, been this kind of atmosphere, to not be nervous to go speak to anybody. So that's just something I bring to my stream. So I can't personally, you know, have an opinion on that kind of stuff. I don't know what it is to be nervous or have social anxiety, unfortunately. But I mean, if you are anxious on your stream, people are gonna notice that. So if you don't feel comfortable being in front of a camera and talking to strangers, I would probably recommend not doing it, or find other ways to do it, either by creating YouTube videos. You don't have to be in front of an audience. You can do it on your own time. You can create your own script, just record what you want, versus doing it live stream, and kind of let that be that segue to like just get yourself into live streaming. I personally find it harder to make YouTube videos than to live stream.
It's the editing,
I think that's harder.
The editing takes forever.
Yeah, I feel like I talk better when it's just coming off of my head, and I feel like if I'm scripting something and I'm talking to a camera, it doesn't feel natural to me. I just don't like doing it. That's just the way I feel. I mean, not that I don't like creating the content. I just don't like having to like remember what I'm gonna say. I can't just speak naturally off the top of my head like that.
Yeah.
That's one of my most anxious, I guess, more anxious things that I do. YouTube is frustrates me.
Yeah, but I saw your Twitter videos, Dilla, and you're definitely getting more comfortable. Because as I'm watching you, because I know you put one out recently about, it was a controversial issue. What the heck was that?
That took 20 takes, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
No, that was not like a first take thing. No, I had to stop recording like 30 times and finally get to what I want. And that one I wasn't even happy with, but I was like, screw it, it's good enough. I didn't mess up that many times. I'm just gonna put it on Twitter. Screw it. I'll be totally honest. It took so many takes to get what I wanted to say on that video.
Yeah, but you know what's really important, and I think you may need to hear, is that equals it's very authentic to me. Like when I know that, you know, you're really putting the thought into the words that are coming out, and you can tell the passion's there because you may trip up on a word, or you're taking pauses in between. You're caring about what you're saying, but at the same time, it's not just fluid, which means it's not rehearsed. So I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I had thought about it at work because I literally had just gotten one while I was at work. I'm like, it just made me so frustrated. You know, there's so many people who want to take the easy way out or take a shortcut into trying to react. Not that I have any angst against them. It's just, you know, I want them to learn. I want them to know that this is not the right thing to do. You shouldn't be doing this kind of stuff, you know. And that's something I didn't do that stuff kind of personally. I never sent anybody messages when they added me on anything, any kind of social media. But I would kind of follow up with people later on, and I was told that wasn't the right thing to do. So I just want to let them know that's something that they should be working on and kind of get away from that.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw Nems. He asked about my name.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really dumb story, so don't expect anything amazing. But I think I was 15. I was playing a bunch of friends. We were having a LAN party and we were playing Halo. And I was playing this one kid, and it got down to just him and I. And I think it was like team deathmatch or something. I forget exactly. But anyway, he kept screaming "Haul DAAT" to me. And it was really irritating to me. And he just screamed it, and he beat me, and then he was screaming it in my face. So I got really upset. And I went home and practiced for like a straight week, came back to the next LAN party the next weekend, made my name Haul DAAT, totally blew him off guard, and then I absolutely smoked him anyways. And really, the emblem, it was really stupid. I made a paint version of my emblem. Hold the door, exactly. I made it a really terrible paint version with just lines in a box. It looks kind of like what I have now, because I wanted to keep it really simplistic, because I thought it was clever that it was Haul DAAT, because I was hauling something on the back of a truck. And then I sent it to Fiverr and I said, this is what I want, can you make it a little bit better? And that's what I got. And it's super simple.
I can imagine the guy's reaction, like, you just wanted a truck with the Haul DAAT on there.
Outlaw, I get that all the time. Everybody thinks I'm a truck driver because obviously Haul DAAT. It's and you know what's really funny? The first time Outlaw, it never even crossed my mind. Never even thought like, hey, somebody might think that. I mean, either way, it's not a big deal. I can just be like, no, I have no beef against truck drivers, but it never crossed my mind. I like trucks. I own a truck.
You should wear just a trucker hat all the time.
Just straight trucker hat all the time. With a mullet.
With the mullet, yeah. Complete the ensemble.
I saw another one in here somewhere. Nisa had one. There was one before that.
Question for Hall. Besides playing mainly Overwatch, when do you switch to another game to play on occasion? Do your community tend to carry over for that particular game?
I would say it's probably 50-50 with that, Nisa. I think everybody kind of experiences that. Obviously, I have some diehards that always come into Overwatch, but I also have diehard people who just come to watch me or just hang out. So that always makes me feel good. I don't ever expect that full switch over. But what I love is, so diversity to me is a huge deal. And I don't just mean like, you have to love everyone, like everyone's different and that's a positive thing. I mean like diversity of thought, diversity of approach to things, right? So I've been trying to really put out different content on Twitter, because all the different stuff is going to touch or reach somebody in a different way. So being diverse in your thought process, once again, taking away ignorances and accepting other people for who they are, the way they think, all that kind of stuff, but also putting out content that's different, right? So even though I might not get a lot of community that follows me for that night playing Battlefield 5, because I really enjoy that. The nice thing is I get different people coming in that I never would have, gotten through Overwatch. And I've even gotten some of them from other games coming into Overwatch and be like, oh, you still play Overwatch? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. And that's what I personally find it fun to play other games. I know a lot of people know me for playing FIFA. I do love playing Overwatch. Me and Van played Dead by Daylight last night. Apex, PUBG stuff. I like the variety. I can't be burnt out by one game. I just can't believe, or I'm not saying I can't believe. I give it up to the people who can stick to one game constantly, over and over. Like I know Nim, he's like totally on FIFA. Champ is totally about FIFA.
Yep.
Catch Me is about FIFA. I can't play that game. That game makes me so mad.
Your wife won't let you do it all the time either.
Yeah. I try to play it when she's not home. That's my main tactic right there.
Oh, that's funny.
But not only because that game makes me mad, it's just I can't stick to one game. I couldn't play Overwatch for 12 hours. Straight. There's no way. Eventually I'm just gonna get bored of it.
Period.
I like the variety in my
Even
if my audiences don't carry over, they know that I'll go back to either FIFA or I'll just go back to Overwatch or I'll go back to PUBG. They're pretty awesome in the way they come to any game that I'm playing. I love that about them for sure.
I wanted to hit Rise before. I didn't want to miss his. I said, just starting to stream like a month in. What would you recommend to invest in for my stream setup at a beginner level? So right off the bat, Rise, I talked about this a little bit earlier. I use Lightstream right out of the gate. You don't need a really powerful PC. It allows you a simple overlay, I think it even allows you alerts, but it'll allow you to use that to look a little bit different than a basic streamer, give you the webcam option, and figure out if it's truly what you want to do. So I don't go out and invest a bunch of money until you want to stick with it, because then if you don't, you're going to be trying to sell a bunch of stuff on whatever platform.
Yeah. There's plenty of other ways to start off. You don't have to have all this fancy stuff. From your console, do it. It just puts your foot in the door. You're still gonna be able to meet people. There's plenty of people that do it. I know my buddy Shay. He streams it from his console, and he has plenty of viewers and an awesome community from it. It's just all you have to do is start. Don't be afraid to start streaming. You just gotta put your foot in the door. Again. Everybody starts off with 0 viewers and 0 followers. You just keep pushing through and connect with people off stream.
Did I miss Van's question? I saw something about YouTube from Van.
With doing YouTube and streaming, have you ever thought about streaming on YouTube instead, so you can build both at the same time? Because that's what I was up.
Yeah, I actually started uploading to YouTube after streaming, and really it's another passive income type thing for me. So YouTube videos last forever. You can go in and watch the infographics every single day and kind of watch them tick along. I like that part of it. So to me, it's more of another side, another getting your name out there. You never know. Watch a video and be like, hey, this person's kind of nifty. Maybe they could fit this mold for me and this thing that I need somebody to do for me. So it's really just about exposure for me on YouTube. I never thought about streaming for it because it took me long enough to understand Mixer to the point where I'm super comfortable. So I don't know if I want to go down another nuance of I'm learning literally too much about social media that I never really thought I'd ever have to go down. So YouTube really to me is a category of things that I want to upload and share.
Yeah, like I said, it's more exposure, and that's what not only good for yourself, but I'm sure Mixer wants it. That's what they want to see content on all different platforms. They want to see you stream on Mixer, and that's it. End of it. Hear from you. It's just better for you yourself. That's why I kind of put my foot in the YouTube door. Get started. Hopefully, I just need to find a consistent schedule to create content. and I need to find a way to incorporate my other games, because right now it's just FIFA. I don't want to be just. I want to bring other games to the community as well. Yes, Nisa is completely correct. Consistency is key. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
So to start off with Light Stream does. Light Stream. It's a program that a Mixer is integrated. Light Stream.
Yeah, and I think the only thing you have to buy is a Mixer Pro membership. It's the only thing you have to have to go. So, I want to hit up Switch's question: what makes Overwatch fun to you? This is like my favorite question. Man, I have such a deep appreciation for Overwatch, way more than I should. But I think it's one of the only. I can't say the only because every single game, but it's got to be one of the only truly team-based video games that exist. And what I mean by that is you can have all the best players on a team and they could still lose to people who are not better, but because the other team is a better team, and work together and know how to adjust and pick different characters and counter people on the other team and work together and not get toxic. Like the quickest success for Overwatch is being positive, talking to your teammates right when you get in the room, being positive in that way, saying hello, how are you, how's your day, all that kind of stuff. It just sets the mood because they're probably coming off a game where somebody wasn't doing that, or nobody was talking, or somebody was being toxic. That already ticks you up like 20% chance of winning right off the bat. And then it's just being flexible, right? If you're flexible and you want to help the team, you're going to win probably 60 to 65%. Blizzard
don't be a widow
the game
and just be sniping.
Yeah, exactly.
That just annoys me. When I see widows on my team, I'm like, all right, we're going to lose. To me, I've come across very few actually good widows that are like getting critical kills and picks and stuff like that. Half the time they're just shooting at stupid stuff. They're not even like being a part of the team at all.
Yeah, for sure.
But like you said, it does take an incredible amount of teamwork. You have to organize and work together as a team. You can't be just 6 individuals on the team and expect to win against a really good team working team. They may not be as skilled, like you said, but they will work together as a team and win the game for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be one of the most popular long-running games, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it has serious legs. If you truly think about it, I mean, it's been out for 3.
I want to say maybe at least 2016.
Yeah, I mean, that's some longevity, and the company Blizzard's still keeping up with updates.
Yeah,
they're still altering the characters. They're still altering the meta. They still have a league, however long that's going to last. But that's pretty incredible. I mean, Counter-Strike's another game that literally has probably the best longevity of any game. But yeah, it's impressive. I really enjoy just the tiny nuances of the sounds, and you can literally close your eyes and play that game and know who's doing what in the game just based on the tiny ticks and sounds that happen. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege is probably as close as you're gonna get as far as teamwork based games for sure.
Yeah.
You definitely have to work as a team, pick particular characters going into a match and try to counter the other. The only thing that I will say that Siege does that Overwatch does is that you actually have to have really good skill if you want to succeed. Like your aim has to be on point, and you have to have knowledge of the map, down to a T.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's why I don't play Siege as much, because I don't take it. I go into like quick play and just like shoot around and stuff like that. I cannot take that game competitively, but on Overwatch side, I like playing the competitive side of it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's fun to me.
Sweaty put, Haul DAAT, do you watch other streamers on your downtime? Sorry, Dill, I don't mean to take. I'm like.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
What kind of streams do you watch? I do, and I usually doing it when I'm like lying in bed, just searching around, trying to see what other people are doing. Anything with positivity. I'm not big on negative. I mean, I don't mind some profanity, but if people are over up, like I'm out. I don't.
Yeah.
I have enough. You have enough of that going on. I don't need trying to enjoy something. So
Don't watch
anytime
me
it's
play FIFA.
positive or a new game, you know, if something comes out that I'm thinking about buying, to check that out, things like that.
Yep. Ben, you just gotta play with us, bro. If you want to learn how to play you, we'll teach you.
Oh, damn, that's a really good one.
Snacks, team snacks, positivity and snacks. That's Nisa's stream right there.
So true.
Nisa, when are you gonna come on the show? I want to interview Nisa. I would love to talk to you.
Big time.
I'm just gonna
player,
call
right?
you out in front of everybody, but
The question is, no camera or camera for the interview?
that she's down. Are you gonna do your camera?
Hold.
There's a LOL,
Hold.
not even an answer.
Hold. No cam. All right.
No cam. Oh no. You have to give me your slideshows. Like at least put the slideshow in.
It's amazing. I got one in the middle for Nem. Says, if you grew on YouTube so much it dominated your time, and if it took away from your streaming time to maintain, would you still pursue it? I don't know, because the problem with that is then it's more actually doing one of my passions, right, which is playing video games. I love it's kind of my out. It's my out from work. It's my out from stress, which is why I always loved gaming. But the other part of it is like I said, side hustles. I love passive income. I love all that kind of stuff. So it would be a tough call. I'd have to cross that bridge. I honestly don't know what that answer would be now. It would be really difficult to give up gaming for sure.
Like if you saw YouTube take off with more success than your streaming, would you stop streaming?
Yeah.
Like if you saw yourself getting, you know, thousands of views and likes and comments, weeding off of streaming, what do you think?
I don't know. And that's where I'm kind of stuck, because streaming to me, you know, a part of that, the big part of that is actually gaming, and I enjoy that piece, and it's not stressful. And where YouTube, like, you know, setting everything up, getting everything ready. If you're not doing like stream content, you actually have to set up a GoPro or camera or anything else. It's a lot to think about. You got to write scripts. You got to do all the editing then afterwards. You know, that is definitely a full-time job. I don't see streaming as that much of a job.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Like I said, I've dabbled in it so far, and I find streaming more genuine and more organic. Like I said, if I have to sit think about a script in my head and think about what I want about a particular video, it doesn't come natural for me, and it's kind of, maybe I just need to work on that. I do want to, like I said, I do want to provide content for people outside of streaming, and there's a lot of times that I can't stream, like the nights that I work and stuff like that. It's just too difficult for me, and I've talked about it in my YouTube video. Like it's just too hard for me to come home after I work 12 hours, and now that I'm starting to work out, and actually I'm gonna be even more exhausted, just to come home and be on a camera and maybe record 30 minutes of content, maybe just to go back and edit it and add stuff. And I'm gonna be totally a dog tired after. I say dog, but I'm gonna be tired after. I feel like I wouldn't have as much fun as I do.
Agreed. Yeah.
Sweaty says you could put her. Yeah, I mean that's up to Nisa. I would love to have her on the show. I think we'd have a blast talking for sure, and I would love to hear her stories. I love YouTube, but my heart is with same Nim. Same. But I haven't been around YouTube as long as you have. Nim has been making a lot of videos, doing really well on YouTube. Kudos to you, man, because I just haven't figured a way. Circumcised. What do you both want from the next 6 months? All answer.
Just consistency from myself. You know, I try to, when I started out, I tried to do 100 followers a month. That's kind of the goal I set. So I'm trying to get back in line with that. Obviously, it's getting easier as you get more as you get higher up that ladder with more viewers, and obviously the amazing stream team is helping a lot with that because you're boosted right off the bat right when you get online. So that's a huge help. So I would say really just trying to hit, another 600 if it's 6 months from now. And then I'm trying to really do YouTube video a week. And then I try to live by the $1.80 for social media. So essentially if anybody watches Gary Vee, at Gary Vee, he has every social account you could possibly imagine. Anyway, he's an owner of a couple companies. He owns like a wine company, and he also owns a video production company or a marketing company. And his $1.80 rule is, he said you should take 90 hashtags or 90 searches on a social media platform every day, and you should add your 2 cents, right? So interacting with 90 different posts in a day, adding your 2 cents, 90 times 2 equals $1.80. So that's his view. So if you try to actually do that in a day and go to 90 posts or hashtags or somebody's post and add something to that, it's very difficult to do, but there's a lot of growth and gain out of the back end of that. You'll watch your numbers grow pretty dramatically by just being social, which is essentially the essence of what we're all trying to do.
That's tough to do. I mean, imagine getting to 90 posts and hopefully not repeating yourself, having a different perspective or on everybody's.
Right.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work because, I mean, it has to be something intelligent too, right? This looks awesome, right?
You want people to engage with that particular tool.
Exactly. So it's also about content inside of that. It is pretty difficult to do, and he's a master of it. He's a master content creator, and he has a large volume too. I mean, he has a whole team that does it now, but he started out just like we did.
That takes a lot of work. That's what people don't realize when it comes to streaming. If you want your brand to build, you have to put a lot of work behind the scene. So circumcised, I guess I don't really have a set plan for the next 6 months. Like I said, YouTube is a brand new project for me. I definitely want to continue to provide content on YouTube itself. It's something new to me that I'm trying to learn. And of course, bringing back this show is what I want to continue for the next 6 months. Well, bringing new streamers on here, maybe bringing new ideas myself. I really don't have any huge plans. Like I said, I kind of just focused off of looking at partnership and just working in the community, helping people out as much as I can, and just having fun while I'm doing it. So that's all I can really do. Don't talk about my Tigers, man. Don't do it.
Yeah, so I want to go Nisa drop.
Balaam, thank you for the apology.
Nisa dropped one about BF5. So BF5 is probably my second love behind Overwatch. I love all the Battlefield games. I was a huge player on Battlefield 4. I'm a tank main, and that's funny because I'm a tank main on Overwatch. But I love playing in tanks on all the Battlefields. It's really where I started my YouTubing. Actually, I have a bunch of Battlefield 1 63-0 tank videos. But that whole aspect of the vehicles I really love about Battlefield. So yeah, I wish I played it more. I just keep falling back into my first love, which is Overwatch. But every time I go into Battlefield 5, I really like it. Battlefield 5 is the type of game where you can't just run it by yourself, though. It's a terrible game when you're in it by yourself. But when you have a good squad and you have people picking you up as medics and stuff, it is a blast. Zeus asked, how did you feel after that long streaming? I felt great because it was over the summer. I got to do my passion, which was mowing all summer. I felt refreshed. I took the break at the right time because I was really hard on myself with the viewers, trying to hit the 100 followers a month, really grinding for the numbers side of it. And when I came back after the summer, I kind of refocused myself and wasn't worried so much about that. It was more just enjoying video games again. And once I got back into that rhythm and realized and refocused again, it's been a lot better ever since.
Yeah, you definitely need those mental breaks. I mean, a lot of times kind of feel like yourself. It's a good step away and just take a break for yourself. Hopefully your community will understand. I know it's really difficult for those partner streamers because they rely on this on streaming to it's their job. It's their income every day, and they feel like they need to come to work every day to provide for themselves. You know, I feel really bad for those guys. They can't take a break. If they take an actual vacation, they're gonna lose hundreds, thousands of subs, and the viewership's not gonna be the same when they come back. When really they just need to get away for a minute, you know. Captain Average asked you if you ever played World of Tanks.
No, actually I haven't, but I've seen all of the commercials and the advertisements for it. And I jumped into someone's stream who was playing World of Tanks and watched the gameplay, and it definitely looks like I would absolutely enjoy it. Great question, obviously, because of the battlefield and the tank side of it. So I haven't played it, super interested in it, so I might have to dive into that a little bit.
I heard it's free. I think it's free on console, but I feel like it's one of those games pay to win.
Okay. So you have to buy like
I've heard from other people like you have to have like put your actual money into it to actually win.
Oh, boo.
Yeah.
Boo earns.
You get like upgrades or special
like
tanks
FIFA.
and stuff like that. FIFA. I still win without putting any money into it. So far I'm doing okay. I do take a lot of L's, but I can beat teams that actually spend money on there.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's my favorite part. Zeus, I'm taking a break this weekend, bro. This weekend is my break. Although I think I can see ourselves doing some IRL streams for sure. Like I want to be able to stream with y'all, especially with the squad coming down to San Antonio. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
So let me ask you this, Dylan. What are you most nervous for this weekend?
Maybe meeting people that may not be the same on stream. Like they show this, you know, I've heard of horror stories or like where they meet their content creator and they don't actually enjoy them as much as they thought they would, or they're not the same person. So that's what I'm nervous about. That could be anybody, but I'm super excited to meet people in general. Like I'm happy to have real life interactions with these people versus just over. Yes, I'm nervous to meet you, Largo.
Yeah,
I'm super excited, man. I can't wait to meet all y'all. I've been talking to y'all for so long. It's just great to have everybody come down. Hopefully we'll have a blast.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Back to Van's question: what's your obsession with mowing the lawn? Is it just like gaming in a way, just another getaway, time to yourself? I would say it's a little bit of all of that. I like the way it looks when I'm done, so I like those types of projects where I can see the finish. I think mowing is so fun. Side note, I'm a huge Howard Stern fan, so while I'm mowing for 3 hours, it's my headphones and Howard Stern. I get to listen to, you know, entire shows while I'm doing that, so I really enjoy that. I love being outside and being out in the sun and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a little bit of all of those answers at the same time.
I'm in mow some lawns in Texas to see if you enjoy about being outside.
I won't. I don't like the 100% humidity.
Yeah, it will not be the same. It is freaking hot down here, especially where Lager lives in Houston, so the humidity is like 200% all the time.
No thanks.
It's crazy.
It's
hot now. I'll tell you that well, it's hot to us. It's 69 Fahrenheit here, and that's in the middle of January. When it should be like 40 or 50, like it's just extremely hot.
Global warming.
And yesterday it was like super humid. It was like 72, 73 yesterday with like 80% humidity. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was 67 in Pennsylvania on Saturday. It was absurd. It should be in the teens right now.
That means this summer is going to suck. I feel like it's just absolutely.
It'll be terrible.
Yeah, we're wearing shorts. I'm actually wearing shorts right now in January. I got the AC on.
Later. Slam.
Slam. See you later, man. Thank you for the host. I'm sorry, the follow earlier, right? Follow.
Batesy, I will try to mow it into my lawn.
That'd be pretty awesome, bro.
It would be
I'd
awesome.
love to see that.
Take a picture with my drone from above.
Oh my god. I know Van was saying that he got snow last night. I was talking to him. It's snowing. He had his window open.
Nice.
All right, guys. So was there any other questions for myself or all that? And I appreciate y'all being here. Like I said, it's really awesome to interact with y'all in this perspective versus just playing games. So I love this kind of stuff. I do hope to continue these series. I do have another show lined up after we come back from PAX. I wanted to do it earlier in the week, but they're telling me we may have to do it next Friday. So we do have another show lined up.
Yeah, Captain Average, earliest gaming memories. I got my tonsils out when I was a talk. My mom handed me a cream cone and a Nintendo, and it was the happiest day of my life. So, well, not the happiest day of my life. I mean, as a kid. And Van, yeah, I was actually talking to Dylan. I'm gonna plan on definitely doing PAX, probably South next year, even though Boston's a lot closer for me. But as Dylan and I were talking, for what we heard, East and West is very businessy. South is very low key. So I think I'd be down more with the South. So I can dunk on you. More of a statement. It's hard to be in a team with you both. You're amazing kind of creators and most importantly awesome people with. Hey, thank you, Nem.
Thank you, Nem. Yeah, for sure, man. That's why we joined, for sure. Just to continue and be with other like-minded people. Agreed.
Yeah, it's been an absolute honor and blast. It's so funny. So another side story. Nem, when he reached out to me originally to come onto the stream team, he kind of sent me a little bit of what he's looking for, and I sent him back like I think it was like a paragraph, 3 paragraphs of questions of exactly what he wanted the team to be, what he was looking for, because I saw a bunch of teams and I saw a bunch of people being sponsored by companies that I kind of don't agree with the way they're going about it. I think the content is really caustic. I think I'm seeing the way some of these people are being treated by some of these energy companies, whatever you want to call them. And it's just a really negative, and it's a really negative experience. And so it was really important to me for whoever I was going to be involved with as a team, that they had the right morals and values of what I was looking for to be a part of, because I didn't want to get tied up into something that wasn't my vision at all. And it's been amazing so far. So I love it.
Yeah, it's important to be on the same page, especially organization. You want to see the not only like have a strong relationship with the management. I guess management in this level is him, but have what's his path, what's his visions for the team.
Yeah,
I think we're all headed on the right track. We all have the same mindset, and we'll provide to our community. Yes. Any other questions or statements?
Yeah.
Any questions for me, Hall?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, hold on. I have some, and I plan on obviously diving into some of this when you come on my show. But I have some overall streamer questions I want to ask as I'm going through what I'm doing. So let me hit you with those real quick. So which stream rating do you normally use, and which one do you like the best?
As of lately, it's been Teen Stream.
Okay.
Unless I'm just playing what's the game? Like PUBG, I think. Probably the only thing. Or Dead by Daylight. Those are the only mature games.
Is that because of viewer count, or what's your strategy there?
I don't think so. I mean, honestly, when I was strictly did 18 and up last year, I really don't see a difference in going from 18 and up down to teen. There hasn't been that big of a dip or rise on either side. I mean, I can't see a difference, at least on my side.
Gotcha.
I just think Teen Stream does allow other people to come into my streams that wouldn't normally be allowed if I was streaming 18.
Okay.
Because I did on one occasion think I was playing Overwatch, and I did have I don't know how old he was. He was a young kid, but he did ask me if I did curse on my stream, and of course, yes, I do. But I did tell them, like, you know, if you are on my stream, if you ever come into my stream, let me know. That way I can make sure to watch my mouth, you know, because I don't know if he has his parents in the background or other siblings in the background.
Sure.
I just wanted to be respectful to him and do my best not to have any foul language while he's. I think that happened a handful of times where he came in, but I don't think I've seen it lately. But, you know, just those kind of occasions where I want to be respectful to.
Gotcha. Yeah, I agree, Captain. It's definitely, and I worry about the type of game as well with the teen versus 18. You really have to worry about the content as well. So another one I have is
I'm talking to Gio. Yeah, Gio is my younger viewer.
Oh, okay.
No, it was somebody else. When I'm playing FIFA, yeah, that's probably a rip.
Keep talking over you, sorry, man.
Although I think I cuss more off stream when I'm playing offline, and y'all would probably know.
Yeah, Van. So when you play, Hall, first or most embarrassing gamer tag you've ever? No, I've had Haul DAAT since, like I said, I was 15. I've never changed it. So I haven't had too many. Some of the best ones I've ever seen, though, Ram Bro was one of my favorites. Another one was I Rock, so it was IROK RL Polos with a Z. That's one of the. So it's I Rock RL Polos, and then Swim Jock 97. Just straight up Swim Jock 97. It's one of my favorites. If you stream Fortnite, it doesn't matter. Polo like this. Yeah. Polo like the sweet. Like
Ralph Lauren polo.
Polo's like the collared short sleeve.
Ralph Lauren.
Yeah, Ralph Lauren.
Yeah, I don't think we have any polos named or sweets named Polo.
Yeah, your boy Solo.
Epic No Neck. Zeus.
Describe your community in one word.
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Loyal. Pretty damn loyal.
Yeah, man, that's a good one.
That's for sure. Toxic.
Fernie with
I would say my mods are toxic, not my community. Dogs. We just dogs. I hope it's dogs.
That's a good one, Vanny. That's so funny. I had one. Your mind.
You cut out.
Oh, what's the last thing on your mind before you go live?
Do I have something in my teeth? No, there's no talk. I mean, I know I'm gonna rage on FIFA. That's a given. I don't have to think about that. Or did I use the restroom? Yeah, or did I get enough water?
For sure.
I really don't think about it. I mean, by now it just comes natural. Like, it doesn't bother me to hit the like button. Like I got everything set up. I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna. I would say 80% of the time I know what I'm gonna play. There's like occasional time, like, man, I don't know if I want to play FIFA or if I want to whatever. That's my hardest. I think that's the hardest thing for me to think about. It's like, what am I gonna play today? What do I want to do today? So that's my hardest decision.
So Fernie, I talked a little bit about this earlier. I would say short form was I enjoy video games. I enjoy side hobbies, side hustles. So I was trying to join the two. Gaming's always been a very consistent thing in my life. It's always something to, and I always play. So it was really turning that into maybe a form of income for the future that I could lean on whenever that becomes something. Is kind of why I made that. And then it's really transformed into something that's made me a better person by being, empathetic, all that kind of stuff.
Was there? Batesy, I will say there was people on Twitch that I watched when I first started becoming a viewer. There was one called Hide Time. I was really into Dead by Daylight, and I first caught him on YouTube. He made so many tutorial videos on how to play Dead by Daylight. And finally, in one of his YouTube videos, he mentioned he streamed on Twitch. Like, I don't know if I want to watch somebody live play a game. I was kind of skeptical about watching somebody. But I finally just like on my phone, download the app, and followed him. And it was actually, I had more fun like watching him live. I think it was more interactive. Like if I had a question about the game, he was there to answer it right away versus like commenting in one of the videos and maybe waiting a day or two to get an answer from him.
Oh man, Batesy, I would say for me, they weren't really streamers. I would say what pushed me into content creation was two people. One was Rad Brad. I don't know if you've ever watched, but he may be the greatest through YouTube gamer ever. Like his voice is great, his interaction with the game is great. He only does voiceover really the camera, but he's got, I don't know, like 10 million subscribers. And then the other content creator is Casey Neistat. I think he's an incredible person. I think his values and morals are amazing as a person. His insight to things like social media and how it affects people, bringing people into his life, you know, but taking the tiny nuances of covering up his kids' faces, never seeing their face, just all of the things that he can wrap in his head, be so successful in what he's doing, but still keep so much humility. It's incredible to me. He's such an incredible person.
Yes, sir. Who's a boomer? Wait, what?
He was saying that about I think I was dying as you were going through your I couldn't even listen to you because seeing Vanny. Oh my gosh. So funny.
Oh yeah, I was a boomer. Like considering if I wanted to watch somebody live stream, I had a boomer mindset.
That's amazing.
I didn't know if I wanted to do it or not. It seemed like a weird concept to me, even though I liked watching YouTube videos. Like it really not that much of a difference, just going from past streams basically to a live stream.
Yeah, for sure.
But like I really enjoyed his YouTube videos because he would go into so much detail about the game. He would tell you how long a particular perk lasted. He would tell you how fast killers were. He would tell you which perks to work with. He would break everything down about the game. He went so in depth about everything about that game. And he would talk about the good things about the game, the bad things about the game. It was just so cool the way he broke it. And he still does it. Still does it to every game he plays. Very intricate. And I liked his personality, and that was the reason I started watching. And then I was really into the PUBG, so I would go watch Shroud. I would go watch all the other big guys on PUBG that would stream me on. And I really got engaged with their communities, and I was like, man, this is fun. I wonder if I can do this. That's what inspired me to start streaming, and coming to Mixer just kind of fell into it. It was already on the Xbox. It was easily accessible. I was like, I'm just gonna stay on here, and it's a smaller platform. Hopefully, I'll get 1,000 viewers a day. No, that didn't. That totally didn't happen. It was pretty tough in the beginning. This time, last year, I had less than 1,000. I'm sorry, less than 100 followers. I probably had like 80 followers at this time.
Dude, your growth is actually pretty incredible if you think about it. I'd love to see your graph as it grows. It's got to be insane.
I would say it was amazing from February to when did it switch schedules? July.
Was that your night?
When I had a consistent schedule when I was working that night shift, I was streaming 11 p.m. to about 3. I had a consistent schedule. That's when all of my growth happened. I'm not saying I'm not growing anymore, but I feel like I've had to work harder, grow more at this point, because I'm not on every day like I used to be.
Right.
I could tell people, hey, I'm here, I'm live. When did I stream? Saturday through Tuesday, 11 p.m. to 3 p.m. I'll be there. That was so much easier than, oh, I'm gonna be on maybe 1 time this week and 3 times next week. It sucks. Yeah, you've already been following for a whole year, Hall. That's crazy to think about.
That is crazy. I just realized that when Outlaw did that.
freaking crazy.
I try to help newer streamers and try to explain to them the importance of networking. Do you think networking is more important than the actual streaming aspect of streaming? I think networking gets you exposure. I think content keeps people there or makes you interesting, right? So, I mean, anybody can DM somebody on Twitter or comment, but really getting them there and keeping them there and making to hit the follow button or want to come back or host you next time or any of that stuff, I think is the big key. But I mean, it's also being interesting in the things you do in the networking aspect. Networking itself isn't just, it's not, that's why the follow for follow doesn't work. It's being intriguing, interested in somebody else's stuff. All that stuff is in the word networking, and the streaming part is just an avenue for them to get to know you more, I feel.
Yeah. I would agree. You gotta, like, it's one thing to get the follow or, have, like I said, even being on the stream team, we're all trying to promote ourselves and promote our team. It's one thing to get the follow from them. Another thing to get them to watch the content. And not only watch the content, stay for the content. Want them to come back next time and watch you. Be a dedicated viewer for your channel.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the hardest thing. Brock. I don't know what you did, Dustin. I don't know why it says, it's so weird. It says 12 months for you, but it says a haul. It says a year for Haul DAAT.
A lousy 9 days. We're glad you're here.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I don't mind. Believe me, man. It's amazing. I'm just happy that people were here watching us talking, just jabber about this stuff. We're pretty fortunate.
Does anybody have me beat in the followage? Does Nisa? No, 11 months. Probably.
I was the only person probably right now at this point is probably my wife, maybe.
It's 2 days after I started. Oh, I'm short of 1 month. Gotcha.
$544 hours. Who's that? Oh, that's Van. Yeah, that's Van. Yeah, Viv is gonna. I don't think she'll have you beat on follow age. I think she'll definitely have you beat on watch time. Yeah, Viv has 757 hours.
I got you by 2 days, Dustin. Woo!
That's insane.
That is insane.
But like I said, guys, I do hope to continue this series, and like I said, I do have a show lined up for next week. It won't be until the following Friday, which is 24th. We'll be back with another show. I think you're already really excited about the new show as well. It's gonna be awesome.
So, Dilla,
this is your second account. Oh, okay.
I just want to give you a big thanks for reaching out. Obviously, let me do this. I'm no numbers wise. I'm definitely, you got bigger fish to fry than me. But just your community in general, you have positive people, the hosts and everything, the stream team, lots of people that I know from in here, from Van to Nisa to Viv to everybody that constantly comes in and out of stream and supports each other. I just wanted to give a shout out and thank everybody for what everybody's doing, and please keep it up.
For sure. It's been absolutely amazing, man. We have a great community, and I hope this time next year we can repeat the show and maybe talk about the whole year and previous. I mean, 2020 should be a big thing for everybody. So I hope to continue the growth for everybody, not only for myself, but for everybody else. Yes, Haul DAAT. Guys, if there's not anybody that does not follow this man, please show him some love. Right there. He's been here 2 hours with me, 20 minutes trying to deal with technical difficulties.
Dude, it flew by, man. Flew by.
Yeah, it really did.
It's great. Thank you so much.
Remember the date. Yes, the 14th of January 2021. Haul DAAT will be back. We'll talk about the year 2020, how it treated us.
For sure.
But my plan with the show, actually, I mean, I know somebody brought it up earlier. My plan for the show is actually have multiple people on the show and not just one. If I can bring two people at the same time, we could just totally discuss about, our journey and stuff like that, or just, I don't know. That's my plan eventually. I gotta figure out how to do it. I know I can. It's just a matter of putting it together. So I do want to have more than just one person. I would love to have multiple people. and the people that were on here previously. Van helped me, Zeus helped me, Nim helped me. They were all part of the show in previous episodes. I had Catch Me TV, a lot of awesome streamers. So I would love to bring them back and just do this again. It'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. Great concept. Great questions. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
And I appreciate y'all. I'm definitely gonna try to get this video on YouTube. If you do want to spread it around, let everybody know if they weren't able to be here and watch the video, watch the entire interview. They can watch the video on YouTube. So try to share it on my Discord and Twitter and stuff like that. So if anybody that doesn't follow me on Twitter or is not in my Discord, please jump in there. I'd appreciate it. And Haul DAAT, you wanted to tell everybody where they can find you?
Yeah, so at Haul DAAT on Twitter. I do have a Discord. It's always in my chats if you jump in my stream. I believe it's also on my Twitter profile, and same thing. And I will have my first interview show a week from today, so the 21st. I will be interviewing at Wooz, and he's going to kind of talk us through esports coaching, Rocket League casting. He's kind of into all of that. So we're going to dive into him personally, his mixer community, and then get into esports coaching, and his Rocket League casting. So the Wooz, I'm going to learn.
Wooz.
Yeah, huge shout out to Wooz. And I'm going to ask him what an aluminum smelter is, because I'm super excited to understand what that means. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. So that'll be next Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. We're going to kick off. I will try not to have technical difficulties.
5:30 Eastern?
Yep, 5:30 Eastern. Okay. Yep, correct.
That's awesome. I definitely want to catch that. I should be off next Tuesday, so it'd be awesome.
All right, cool. I'll have a flyer going out probably tonight.
Awesome. Alrighty, well, everybody say bye to Haul DAAT. Peace, man. Thank you so much for being part of the show.
Don't put 2019.
I'll try my best, dude. No promises.
All right, cool. Thank you so much, Dell.
Yes, sir. See you
Later, chat. See you.
Oops, I'm upside down. Oh my god, there we go. I'm sorry. It's just been one of those days for sure. So I did have to move my camera. Obviously, people who have been here in the past, my camera was up above me. And to do that, I had to flip my camera because it sits upside down. I apologize. Thank you so freaking much to everybody for being here and being a part of the show. I hope y'all had a great freaking time. I know I did. It was awesome to get to know Haul. We learned a lot of stuff. And, he's just an amazing person, even more amazing than before. I appreciate y'all being here. I will probably be gaming, but I'll be gaming off stream. So, should be back tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be our last stream before PAX. So we'll do as much as we can. We're still trying to prepare for everything, but we should be live tomorrow. But much love to you. I should see everybody around their streams. If you're online, I'll try to bounce around as much as I can. And I'm definitely going to try to get this video on YouTube. This will be the first episode live on YouTube that everybody can go back and watch and recap. So I don't know how long it's going to take to put a 2-hour video on YouTube, but it should be interesting. Yes, Outlaw. I hope to have a great freaking time there. I'm excited to meet everybody and just be there in general. I had a blast last year, and I can imagine this year's going to be even better. So much love to y'all. Thank you so freaking much for the support, guys. I really do love y'all, and I can't thank y'all enough for everything. Yes, we'll be doing some IRL stuff for sure. But peace out to y'all. Y'all have a good freaking night, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.